The return of League One this weekend also signals the return of the League One prediction show, collaboration between myself and Matt SB over on Matt's channel. We have recorded our round one predictions, so here's a little taster of what's going on over there, particularly for fans of teams recently in the Championship, and our predictions of Luton versus AFC Wimbledon, Cardiff versus Peterborough, Plymouth versus Barnsley, and Huddersfield versus Leyton Orient. Here is a clip.
For Friday night's game between Luton Town and AFC Wimbledon, which is the two teams furthest apart when it comes to where they finished in the football pyramid last season. Luton Town 22nd in the Championship. Wimbledon came up through the League Two playoffs.
And I think we can all fairly safely guess, even though it won't be released for another 18 months, probably furthest apart in terms of budget. And this is going to be a recurring thing. Welcome Luton to League One with a year two parachute payment. How about that? They should be able to rip this up. And I suspect a fair few people, Matt, when they were doing the 1 to 24s, I just uploaded mine yesterday and Matt's was out last week. I think a lot of people might have first and 24th possibly for these two sides. So I'm going to go for the home win, which is fairly predictable. But you could argue it as, it's just one of those chaotic ones. It's opening day. Anything can happen. Maybe if this was down at Plough Lane, we'd be thinking a bit differently. And, Wimbledon obviously just didn't concede any goals, did they, to get over the line. So there is that side. Could they frustrate something and, I don't know, grab a result? I can't see it. I predicted Luton are going to win the title. I think you have as well, Matt. So let's start off. Let's go for it to be nervy, though, and that Wimbledon defence to kind of perform. And here comes the first scribble of the year for Matt SB. Luton 1, Wimbledon 0.
It actually is.
Of course it is.
Oh, no. Oh, God. You've literally
Did you mention that in the rules, Matt, just in case people don't understand that?
Yes. So to clarify, a scribble is if I had a scoreline written down or Ben had a scoreline in his head and the other person who goes first takes it away from them, we can't have the same prediction for the same game. And I will also be implementing those rules with Sophie from this season now on as well.
Hold it to account.
So the logic, yes, by the way, you were right to say a lot of people are going to have Luton to win the league and Wimbledon to finish bottom, because that is actually my prediction. However, I don't think it's going to be this massive landslide and Luton smash them up. I think, like you said, Wimbledon were very methodical in the playoffs last season, good defensively. I like Johnny Jackson, and I think they'll come and make it tight. But I thought Luton's quality might snatch it 1-0. So now I might have to go 2-0, but it's not really what I wanted to do. But there you go. Those are the rules. Luton 2, Wimbledon 0, a winning start for the
Did you
Hatters.
spot that sly dig, viewers, as well? Did you hear Matt said, if I've got anything written down or Ben's got anything in his head, he knows full well my levels of preparation, doesn't he? Yeah?
Oh, Ben, that wasn't very fair. I'm sorry.
Mate, it's true.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah, please.
We have Cardiff City versus Peterborough United, Ben. I think quite a few people have concerns about Peterborough this season, Ben. They're always sort of selling a lot of their better
Ali
players.
and George on not the top 20, have them getting relegated.
Yes, I believe Callum Fowler might as well.
Does he?
I've got them struggling.
Where did Callum have Barnsley, by the way?
In the playoffs.
Of course he did, yeah. Hi, Callum.
We like Callum. I've got Peterborough to struggle. I haven't got them going down. I have got Cardiff City in the playoffs. I think Ben might have them in the top 2. I think Brian Barron-Murphy will get Cardiff off to a winning start and go 2-0 Cardiff.
Yeah, so I've made a bit of a gamble in the 1 to 24s, which means in round 1 I obviously have to back Cardiff. So I've gone for Cardiff size, and let's be fair, we're talking about Huddersfield here when we're making the comparison, just the inexperience there of Lee Grant, who could be brilliant. So with that being said, I've got to go all in here on Cardiff. I will be continuing my tradition when it comes to Peterborough and Mansfield of both teams to score every single week. So, Matt, I'll take your prediction, which I could, that's not bad shout that, mate. But I'll go 2-1.
Yeah, there you go. The first prediction this season with two teams, both to score. and it has to be a Peterborough game. And Ben, we move on to Huddersfield Town versus Leyton Orient. Now, I remember this on the final day of last season. Orient rocked up to Huddersfield and they beat them 4-1 to get into the playoffs. And it kind of said where those two teams were at that point. Huddersfield had missed out on the playoffs. Orient were going into the playoffs with quite a lot of momentum. I don't think either of us are going to go for Leyton Orient to win this one 4-1, Ben. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this is the biggest headache on the... No idea. Absolutely no earthly idea, because even though we wouldn't pay much attention, like you say, to a round 46 result, essentially the Orient team that finished in the playoffs is no more. And the Orient fans, to be fair, in the comments on my 124 were saying, well, yeah, I agree with you, Ben, the team's different, but we've recruited pretty well, and they've got cash for Galbraith. Obviously, Kelman was on loan, so it's not like they developed that player and then they're getting the money, but the goals were nice, weren't they? And the keeper as well was on loan and he's disappeared. And then Huddersfield, I just don't know. I mean, in terms of the spending and, the guarantee of Alfie May, the safest signing you could possibly make if you're a League One side. But I just don't know whether Lee Grant's going to be at it. We know Wellens will be at it. Of course he will. He's been amazing for Orient. The only thing I can think to do, Matt, is just call a boring 1-1 on the basis that all of the above will kind of be true, that they'll be feeling out their sides, just trying to ease into the season. And we're going to find out more about both sides week 8, week 10 or whatever, because it's just a fresh start for both. 1-1.
Okay, I find that interesting. I believe both myself and Ben have Huddersfield in our top 3 or 4. We did say off camera, I mean, I definitely said that a bit wary after last season because we both had them quite high and they didn't even make the top 6. And then Lee Grant coming in. Not to say it can't work, but it's just like the unknown, isn't it?
They could be first, mate. They could be first. Could be, yeah.
I wouldn't blame anyone for putting Huddersfield to win the league. They brought in plenty of good players. Alfie May, in particular, goal machine at this level. Leyton Orient, now I like them as a club, and I think Richie Wellens is going to do well. I just wonder if it might take a few games to bed in the new players. So with that, I will go with Huddersfield. I'll go for a narrow one. I'll go for another 1-0. I'll go for Huddersfield to just get the 3 points and get up and running. Just
quickly on Wellens, though, Matt, and I'm contradicting both of us. Do you remember when they won League 2? They were, from the word go at the start of that season, someone will tell us in the comments, they must have won like 10 of the first 12 games or something crazy like that. So if there is a manager out of these two who's going to get a good start, well, it's not Grant, it's Wellens, isn't it? But hey-ho, we'll see.
Yeah, it is a good point.
Just before the Orient fans say that in the comments.
No, it's a very good point. Plymouth versus Barnsley. We both expect Plymouth to be pretty good this season. Barnsley always have the potential to be pretty good. Where are you going with this?
Well, let me ask you, did you get completely mixed comments from the Plymouth fans in your 1 to 24s? Like, some of them are saying, oh, you're being way too optimistic for us, Ben, with changed manager, the centre-half going to Stoke, Hardy, who was really good at championship level as well. He'd have been just guaranteed goals, wouldn't he? Randell, was he the captain, I think, possibly?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then others are saying, no, Plymouth, League One, Bosch, should all work out. Conor Hourihane, another kind of inexperienced manager that we don't have much evidence on. I'm going to use your words against you here. Home advantage means a lot on opening day. And also, not wanting to patronise League One clubs, the Plymouth thing, as you said to me before we came on, that does become a thing in League One where you're not dealing with insert, I don't know, ex-Premier League, insert Burnley who can, travel in complete perfect style with the best medical advice and everything. And, when it's League One sides turning up at Plymouth on a Tuesday night or whatever, you see that home record start to flex, don't you? And it's been difficult for them, the flip reverse, going away for decades, so I understand. But Yeah, it's a very long-winded way of let's go. Oh, go on. Let's go for some goals. 3-1. I'll stop short of a bonus point, Matt. 3-1,
Oh,
Plymouth.
that is a scribble though, Ben.
Is
I've got
it?
3-1.
What's you thinking?
Home advantage. I love Plymouth at home park. Last season, Ben, even though of course they went down, beat Sunderland at home, beat Sheffield United at home, smashed Coventry at home. I think they drew with Bristol City at home. Even on the final day, gave Leeds a really good game at home, and Plymouth were virtually down by that point. So I like the home advantage, and I completely agree with what you've said that there'll be a big difference between the home and away form, but they only have to be fairly good away from home. As long as they're really good at home, that will still be enough for top 4, maybe even top 2. Because obviously, remember the season they did go up, Ben, 22-23. I think, was it 60%, probably more than that, of their points came at home that season.
And
so
I was supporting a rival team going, will you stop winning? Just stop. Enough.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a difficult one for Barnsley. I was really happy with 3-1. There's definitely goals in this. Oh, go on, Ben. Let's go for another bonus point. 4-1. 4-1 Plymouth.
So Plymouth top.
Yeah, I'll go Plymouth to be top after game week 1.
Wow.
I think they're going to be really hard to stop at home park. And I feel bad for Barnsley because they're not that bad, but I just think this is me saying that Plymouth are that good. I think Barnsley will be all right this season. I think they'll chase for the playoffs, but I just think Plymouth are a different level for me. So there you go, 4-1.
Always a tricky one with no previous games to go on in round 1, isn't it? Get involved down there in the comments with your thoughts on those games and click up there if you want to see the whole show. Hit subscribe to Matt's channel. He and I will be there for each and every one of the 46 rounds in the 25-26 League One season with our predictions.